just on our way here.
But now you in the heart of Roxbury.
We in the heart of Roxbury.
We are in the heart of Roxbury. We're in Frugal Bookstore in Nubian Square right now. You're sitting here with Mr. I Am R&B himself, Royale, the R&B chief.
Okay.
I'm happy and blessed to be here with you. We're doing something a little different here, and I like doing different things.
All right.
I love when it's
different. Is good. Different
exactly.
is good.
We're having a little interview with you today. Thank you for coming on Inside the Ride this past week and talked with me a little bit.
Inside, it was a ride.
Yeah.
I see why it's called Inside the Ride. It definitely was a ride.
It got a little bumpy. But Renrick held his ground. When I interview people, I always like to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So can we go back to the humble beginnings? Why you started? Why are you here today? Let us know.
Okay. So the humble beginnings from the beginning,
From the beginning.
Okay. All right. How did I get here today?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in a small city called Portmore in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
Left when I was 13 years old. My mother single mother, 5 children.
Okay.
So she migrated to Brooklyn, New York. Okay. And then from there, we grew up financially challenged.
Okay.
Poor, let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. But my mother was always striving for better, and she wanted a better life for her children than she had growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I always watched her and saw her out of going back to school to get degrees and certifications so she was a teacher.
Okay.
That was her love, like her passion.
Okay.
She would complain about the lesson plans she would write, but when I asked her, hey, why you, if you complain about it, why you don't do something different? She was like, yeah, even though I complain about it, I still love teaching and the kids and the impact I can make on their lives.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, you should have just been a principal, so you don't get it. But she was a phenomenal teacher to the point where some of her students even went on to becoming teachers themselves because of the impact. Yeah, and they came back and told her, like, hey, we became teachers because of the impact you made on our lives. So just taking that in and seeing that, eventually I had to find my own path, right?
Right.
So I came here, I saw everything my mother was doing and how hard she was striving to create a better life for her children. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, she was figuring it out, so I had to figure it out.
Right.
So, I decided, I focused on this college, finished my degrees, then went off to the military. When I was living in New York, I saw the walls like coming in.
Okay.
It was like, okay, everybody's falling into the same thing, doing the same thing over and repeating the same cycle as our parents. I didn't see my generation getting better.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, what can I do different?
Mm-hmm.
So I realized I needed to get away, to give myself time to think. Because I realized that's the thing we don't have, right?
Right.
Because then once you graduate college, you got to go get the job, and then you got to, then some people might go off and have kids, and now you go get this apartment, now you off paying bills, and now you stuck in the same cycle.
Right.
So, okay, and when I graduated at 22, I said, all right, for me to give myself time to think, let me go somewhere that would afford me the time to do that.
Right, somewhere different environment.
Yeah. It was a hell of a choice, the military.
Well, tell us about that experience a little bit.
I was a weapons loader. So before when I joined the military, I talked to the recruiter. Mm-hmm. They tend to embellish a lot.
They're selling you.
He sold me. But I had to say I wanted to go somewhere different as well. So I kind of fell into his dream without really looking in too far into it. And I asked him, hey, how's this job? Is this job good? He was like, yeah, man, that's a very cool job. You'll be all right. Mm-hmm. And so the job was loading bombs. So I'm like, okay. When I first got to technical training, tech school, he was like, okay, you got to load these bombs. At first, my heart, like, what if I die? What if one of these things explode? Like, it's over for me.
Right.
So you had to move past that fear, right? There's certain things put in place so those bombs won't explode, but anything is possible.
Right.
So once I moved past that and accepted the fact that, okay, all right, what's the worst that can happen? Right. I could die. Am I over it? Yes. Move forward with the job. The job was, was physically demanding.
Right.
Rain, sleet, snow. I'm out there with with my other teammates. We worked in groups of threes.
Okay.
So we'd be out there. I was stationed in Spengalem, Germany. So,
totally different.
Oh man, totally different. A real culture change, but it was a breath of fresh air, literally and figuratively speaking.
Now, do you feel like being over there helped mold who you are today?
Absolutely. Just military is a melting pot of different people, and once you go through certain training experience, and those guys become your brothers.
Right.
Like to this day, I no matter how long we haven't speaking, call what's going on,
Right.
bro. Okay, all right, I'm coming to see. All right, I'm coming to town, and it's like we pick up exactly where we left off.
Yeah. You got a vibe like my brother. My brother's was in the military. Y'all got the same type of vibe. yeah.
It's love, man. It's love. So it's like and teamwork. So I really came when I came out the military. I was still looking for that. But it's not really out here in civilian society. People don't really know how to work together, and that's when I met up with a few of my old friends. I'm like, hey, we got to work together to get to where we want to go. And because when I saw it in the military, that's how we accomplished the different tasks we had as a group.
Amen.
So when I came out here, like, hey, God, this is what we have to do. I remember some of my friends just like laughing at me. Oh, you sound like such and such and such. And I'm looking at them like, y'all crazy? What y'all? Y'all laughing at me? This is, I've seen it. I see what works.
So how was that transition? Like now you've been in the military, you got all that experience, you became a totally different person, right? And now you're coming back home, and now you're trying to put some of what you got into your friends. Yeah. And I went through that experience just by being a signed artist.
Yeah.
I went away, moved to California, and when I came back home, it was like everyone was looking at me different. you know, and it's not that you're different, you just seen different things. And now you're going, hey, we can do more than this. We can be. So how was that transition to like really try to get your friends on your page, and then if you had to be like, well, you know what, y'all ain't never gonna be there, let me figure something out.
It was rough to the point. Now, rough to the point where you definitely fall into a lot of veterans when they come out of the military. So in the military, it's you work, you put your emotions to the side, right?
Right.
And a lot of times as men, we do that as well. We just focus on what we have to do. But that emotional suppression can lead to depression.
Yes.
You know,
wholeheartedly.
So it definitely leads to depression. So it's like, okay, put that to the side, and coming home and trying to, that reintegration process was hard as well, because I was used to a routine for 4 years. Coming out, it wasn't the same. So I'm like, that definitely put me in a state of depression, but you wouldn't know because I leave the house, smile, but when I got, I'm still keeping it going, but it was killing me inside. So I literally just had to, I started like listening to motivational speakers, because I realized, all right, I need to feed myself in some way, shape, or form. And if I'm not getting it from my environment, where else can I get it? So I'm like, let me go on. I remember speaking to somebody. I started doing some like soul searching, like going to seminars and listening to stuff online. And one guy said, "You ever heard the speaker Les Brown?" It was like, man, I used to listen to him day and night, and it took my life to a totally different level. And I said, okay. I started listening to him day and night. I go to sleep, have it playing. And I wake up, have it playing. I'm walking on the street, having it playing. And I branched off into other speakers as well. And to this day, for like 6 years, I've been listening to motivational speakers. But the new mindset I needed to develop, those speakers allowed me to say, okay, you can write a book too. You can be on TV. So I started, one of the biggest things they say, you got to believe in somebody else, believe in you until your belief kicks in.
Amen. That's right.
I started, all right, I don't know you partner, but I like what you said. I could do this too. So I started running with it.
Okay.
I ran with his belief, and then you start meeting people. You will start meeting people on the way on your journey to where you want to go. Or you just got to be able to let the past be the past and move forward with the future.
Great point. Great point. Because again, you coming from such a controlled environment and then coming back to where it's kind of like scattered. You know what I'm saying? It is a hard transition. Now you're getting to the point now where you're getting ready to make it seems like you're getting ready to make a transition into entertainment now, into the book world, and becoming an author and doing. I was impressed with your acting resume.
Appreciate you.
I was, so tell us a little bit about your acting resume and how you've been influenced by that.
Okay, so acting. Oh man, let's see. Actually, let me tell you how that came about. So, the book and acting is when my mom passed. My mom passed from cancer in 2019.
Sorry.
Appreciate that.
Prayers with you, brother.
Yeah.
See, I know we're here with each other, man. My mom passed in 2020.
Oh, so close. Yeah.
So
it hit every day.
It hits every single day. It hits hard every single day. But your mom left a good thing here because
she did.
You go on, brother.
I wanted her teachers and everything she instilled in me. I wanted that to live on and surpass myself and her moving on. So that's how the book came about. And I took it a step further and said, okay, what else can I do to leave a lasting impression on the minds of others as well as their lives?
Right.
And one of the best ways to live on for a good while besides writing your autobiography is through film. You know, the stories we tell. So my quote that I came up with is, your life isn't your own. Someone out there needs to hear the stories of your struggles, success, misfortunes, and failures to help groom them in becoming the person they need to be.
Right.
And I realize a lot of times the generation before us, even ourselves, we say, okay, they don't need to learn that.
Right.
No, the story needs to be told so we don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah. Amen.
So one, for me to be able to live on and do that, and have my mother live on the same way too, having a book dedicated to her, but also myself, all the things I learned, put it in the book, but also what else can I take it a step further so even when I pass, people can say, okay, he's been here, he's lived.
He's done
this is how you can find him. He's on film.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how that.
So that's one of the things I've always wanted to do too. That's why I love that I'm doing this interview with you, because we have similar things in common. I mean, I'm a singer, but but I also want to get into acting. That's also one of my favorite loves. I just it's going to be 2 years for me doing radio, and I wanted to do radio a long time ago. So we didn't really get a chance to touch on, like, you breezed through the acting thing. I really want to know, like, what got you to be like, okay, I want to be. Because sometimes you seem like a real laid-back cat.
Yeah.
So to see someone like you on camera would be, most times people that want to be on camera are people who want to be out in the open, want to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right.
And that ain't even me.
Yeah. So that's why I want to dig in, because it's not you, and you could tell.
Yeah.
But what is it that comes in you when you're getting into character? Like, how do you get into these characters? How do you get into your role?
I'm big on it's not me, right? So I'm becoming the other person.
Right.
So it's the research I put into it.
Right.
So if I played Jackie Robinson for the History Channel.
I was just about to say that, brother.
So I did a thing for the History Channel to play Jackie Robinson, and when you're creating the character, you have to, a piece of you is in it,
right?
But you put you to the side and just really embody that individual.
Person.
Yeah. So it's me going on YouTube, seeing how he talks, looking at videos how he walked. Right. Just trying to get a great understanding of his mindset, and just, they said repetition deepens the impression.
That's right.
Over and over and over and over again.
Until you just became.
Yeah. And then I also write an autobiography. So I write, my experience as the character.
Right.
And then I read that over as well and over and over. So when it's time to get in front of the camera, and you take everything and then you let it go. And the camera will catch the magic.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was very impressed with your credits, man, and the things that you've been doing.
Yeah.
Or what I want to jump to is the reason why we're all here.
Or your way to success.
Yes. A veteran's journey from loading bombs to the stage. How did you name this book? Because I told you I like the name. How did you name this book? Like, what made you name it this?
I had a great, with anything. As I said, this isn't a one-man show, right?
Right.
It's a collaboration. So I had a wonderful person called, her name is Chanel. She runs the company Maximum Evolution. And once I told a good friend of mine, hey, I'm going to write a book one day. And he was like, the person who he's interacting, Chanel, that runs Maximum Evolution. He was like, okay. And he was like, I'm going to connect you with somebody. Send X, Y, and Z there, and he just got me started.
Okay.
He took it from one day to like, go ahead and do it now.
Right.
So that's like the good support system I met, right? And when I sat down with her, she just literally said, tell me your story from beginning to now.
Right.
And I'm like, what you mean? She's like, no, just tell me from Jamaica and X, Y.
That's right. From the beginning.
Right? So I knew how to tell the story, but I couldn't tell you how to write chapter 1. I couldn't say, all right, this is what chapter 1 going to be. but you need somebody who know that's their expertise to get that part. I can tell the story, but her job is to be able to put it in order. So when I sat down and I told her everything, she was like, okay, we got about what, 12, 14 chapters here? I said, you got all that from what I just said? I said, how am I write that? 12? She was like, she recorded everything I said, and she was like, play it back, and then just go into those moments and just really outline it. And I'm like, okay, all right, I can do that. And then I was doing a play at the same time. I'm going off into different things. I was doing a Shakespeare play in Central Park at the Delacorte Theater.
Nice.
I was performing with the rest of the cast, As You Like It, in front of like 1,000 plus people per night. I think at the end of the month it was around 39,000 people we performed in front of.
Oof, that's impressive.
It was and it was Shakespeare too, so it was really amazing. But this was I would get up early in the morning. I'd get up like around 5, and I'd start writing.
Right.
And then I'd go to rehearsals, and then when I got off, I'd come home and I'd write again, and then I'd just keep doing the same thing, and I just kept doing it over. Because she was like, okay, I need you to finish this book by December. She gave me a deadline. Okay. And I'm like, how am I gonna do that? And I'm like, all right, I just gotta, I gotta dig in. I just gotta dig in and just really, really knock it out. But as saying all that, once she put all that together, I was like, the title, A Veteran's Journey from Loading Bombs, Performing on Stage, I took it from my journey from Jamaica to, all right, what did I do in the military? Bomb, and then I'm on the stage performing. Right. And then she helped me like, okay, it's your success story. So it's a fight that you took to get there. So what do you think about Warrior Way to Success? I'm like, that's it. That's it. You know, and a lot of times people think of war. It's the day-to-day fight that you have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to go.
That's right.
So that's how the story came about. So thank you, Chanel, for helping me put all this together.
Yes. So being a man of many talents, man, you got so much going on. What do you do in your off time? Tell me about you. Not what you do. Yeah. About you. What do you like to do?
I'm really big into physical fitness. Okay. And I'm caught up into listening to this storybook. So I've been.
So you be audiobooking?
Recently I just got caught up with the book, but it's a really fun story. It's like it's a fictional story, but it's really it's really good. So I've been listening to that lately. But besides that, is spending time with myself. Personal development is real good. Right. And I've come to the conclusion, like, to get to where I want to be, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a little bit of, put the fun to the side and just really lock in and get some stuff done. So it's gym. If I need to come out and take care of stuff like this, I come out and do this. But that's what it is right now. It's just lock in and just focus on my personal health and just working with my agents.
So gym life.
Yeah.
So gym life.
And working on the.
That's what I'm saying. We here. We here. That's definitely a way to get out of all the tensions in the world, man, and get everything off your back and just be able to relax. And again, because more importantly, the things that you do, you still have to find time for yourself.
That's my therapy.
Yeah, you still have to have self-care. You still have to do things for you, because writing books and being an actor and all that, you're doing that for the people, but you also have to do things for you. So I'm glad that you are able to do this. So now talk me through, right? You see a young lady or someone, and you're trying to tell them the reason why they should get this book. What would you say to them?
It's not just an autobiography, it's a self-help book. Okay. So at the end of each chapter, I have reflection questions. So the book isn't, all right, it's just another person telling their story. It's, how can you relate to this? Take from my story and see how it relates in your life. So one of the things I like, this chapter, page 65, it has name 3 values you believe in and who influenced you to believe in these values. So I don't want somebody to just read a book and just, know the story. No, okay, see how it relates to you, and then answer these questions, and then you could, now it's more interactive than just, okay, I read it, I heard the story. Right. Now I need you to pull from your life and see how, okay, that affected me this way. I look at this in a completely different perspective. So I'm telling somebody, roll the dice on you and do the work you need to do to get to where you need to go. And this is one of the books where it allows you to dive deep also into your story by taking from mine to find the relatability.
I love that too, man, because a lot of us are doing what we do. We tend to think that, hey, you just myself, you put out good music and people just supposed to go and listen to it without knowing you or without getting into your story or you not being to relate to them. Is just you thinking backwards. You know, you have to make it relatable. And that's great that you ask those questions at the end of each chapter, because that'll make some people reflect on what's going on in their life too and what they need to do.
Yeah.
So kudos to you for that. So now we're going to have a little fun now, right?
Okay.
Now we're going to have a little fun. Something that I always do when I got my guests here, and everybody and everybody else can, you could kind of, just don't scream nothing out loud. But this is something that we all can chat with right now, right? So I do this thing, it's called the gems of R&B, right?
Oh,
and I ask people.
All right, go ahead.
And I ask people a series of questions.
All right.
And I'm going to give you 5 seconds to answer. If you can't answer,
can I phone a friend?
There will be no phone and no friends or nothing like that.
I should have said it after you started. Okay.
You will have to sing something in the key of R&B. I don't care if you talk it. You're gonna have to do something. So get your vocal pipes ready. If you can't.
I never said I was singing now. You know, right? I never said. I said I could do a little something. I see where you're taking this from.
Well, you did say the other day that you did. That
a little something. Did you? Okay.
So there we go. It's just here it is. But they're easy questions.
Okay, cool.
They're easy questions. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh man. Listen, you know that
2.
I love Speechless.
Okay.
That's a real good one. So I got to go with Michael for that one.
Okay.
Every Jamaican kid, they know the Michael. We know that.
Okay. So how birds? What type of music you listen to first before we go further? Because I don't want to.
I love a little bit of everything.
You love a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. So in the car we were listening. Keri was listening to some Beethoven in the car.
Okay.
I was listening to Janet Sorry.
Okay. Well, Keri, don't scream this out, but Janet Jackson or Mariah Carey? 5.
Janet
4.
Jackson or Mariah Carey.
3. 2.
Oh, I'm going with Janet.
Okay.
I'm going with Janet. You see his face? You better say Janet. You see his face? You better say Janet. He's in love with Janet.
Oh, yeah.
But if you ask me who has the vocals, I would say Mariah Carey.
I see.
But that's not the question. The question is, who do you like better?
Here's another.
I'm going with Janet.
Here's another favorite on my show. I want to see which if you can get this one. Brandy or Monica? 5.
Brandy.
4. You got the crowd helping you. 4.
I don't know both of them much, so I can't. I gotta just leave that alone. I'm taking. What's it called? What's that? Take a shot. I don't drink.
Okay, so that means you gotta sing something.
Oh wait, what?
That means you gotta sing something. That means you gotta sing something.
So I'll pick one. Brandy. There we go. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate you. Brandy, there we go. That's right.
Okay. We're gonna go to the lady side for a minute. Whitney Houston or Aretha Franklin? 5.
Damn.
4. 3.
That's a tough one.
2. You got one more.
Whitney Houston. Sorry, Aretha, but I gotta go with that.
Okay. Groups. We're gonna go to groups now.
Okay.
Temptations or the OJs? 5.
Temptations.
Oh, that was easy for you.
Yeah, I'm going with Temptations.
That was easy for you.
My mom's used to listen to Temptations.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I'm going with that one.
90s groups. 90s R&B groups. Jodeci or Boyz II Men? 5. 4. 3.
Jodeci.
2. Okay.
Jodeci.
I love this game.
Countdown makes the pressure hard.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point.
All right.
That is the whole point.
I saw you say 5 questions.
Switch it
I
up
feel
a
like
little
we've been
bit.
to 10 right now.
Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go to the acting world. Let's go to the acting world. But still in the music realm. The New Edition story or the Jackson 5 story? 5. 4.
Yeah, I gotta go Jackson 5.
You gotta go Jackson?
Yeah, I gotta go
okay.
Jackson 5.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they even on.
All right, man. Good sport.
So. Okay,
good
well,
sport.
wonderful.
Good sport.
You
You made it through. You made it through. I didn't think you would make it through. I didn't think you would make it. I mean, you should have sang something with the Brandy and Monica thing. But
no, I would say I said Brandy at the end, brother.
Yeah, everybody in the audience helped you out. They helped you out.
Thank you all.
Because what y'all don't know is Renrick came on my show. He said he could sing a little something.
I could do a little something.
And he said he could do some things. So we let him get off the other day. He didn't want to do nothing over the phone because he said it would, it wouldn't sound too great over the phone. Yeah. So I said Saturday, I was gonna make you sing something because.
But I did. When I said speechless, that was a little something. Right? That was a little.
Nobody
something.
can hear that. You just said speechless.
I didn't say how much now, bro. You gotta be specific.
Oh man. So one time, really quick, man. Everything that you've said here, I appreciate and I love, man. Again, I love the title of the book, man. I can't wait to actually read the book.
Yeah.
So where can that? Before we even go there, does anybody out there have any questions for Renrick?
Please.
I'm Valerie.
Nice to meet you, Valerie.
I've been on the planet for quite a while, and when I was younger, I spent more time going to school.
Yeah.
So my year and my structure was September to June. That was my year.
Yeah.
And as I got older, my life being in the field of education still was that time frame.
Yeah.
I got older, and the beginning of the year in my mind is still September. So January is just like man-made beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I have to remember to change the date of the year. Now I should be used to the beginning of the year, but the structure that a school academic year gave me molded my whole young adult, older adult life.
Yes.
And you mentioned being in the military, that structure, predictability. I had my routine down pat. College, you had your classes, you could set your schedule.
Yeah.
You're in the real world, you got to go get a job.
Yeah.
But my job was still in education, so I still had that academic year mindset.
Yes.
I get old, retire, and I'm like, oh my God, the world is in rough shape. Rhyme or reason, nothing makes sense, it's crazy, chaotic. I've developed OCD to give myself a sense of structure. The chairs, oh man, it's not straight, drives me crazy.
Yeah.
How did you handle adjusting your mindset in your life in this chaotic civilian world from being in a structured environment?
Yeah. I had to, as the same way you said, I had to give myself tasks to do. And that came from, so all this stuff is basically the entrepreneurial, right? Going down this road, it's getting up on a daily, my get up is, I get up, if I start reading, I read something. First thing I do, I spread my bed in the morning. It's the first task I accomplish it. So it gives me a sense of accomplishment, a check mark, right? So that's done. So it sets my day up for even more success. So now it's like, okay, I go to the gym, or if I can't go to the gym right now, I have auditions that come in from my agent, from different casting stuff that they put out. Or if it's not that, it's, all right, where do I need to work on with the book? You need to go there, you need to meet these people. So I gave myself these tasks in regards to, okay, you have a film project, you need to get up, might be getting up 5:30 that morning to do that. If it's my own personal day and I don't have everything, it's get up, read something, go to the gym. I'm working on the speaking stuff as well, start going over those speeches I have. So it's day to day. I have this brand that I'm building of Renrick Palmer. What do I do on a daily basis to continue to push it even further? One more stride to the next thing that I want to do. So the same thing, instead of it just being me being OCD with the chair, it's me being OCD with the, all right, is it time to write another book? What is that book about? And that brought me to it's a collaboration book that I did. So it's like, okay, how do I take myself to the next step? How do I get even further? Because the moment I decide now my time is my own, right? And that's the biggest thing. I'm either going to make it happen or I'm going to do nothing. and I got to make it happen. So I got to get up, and all right, I don't feel like getting up, but I got to go. And let's go work out. Let's go do some vocal warm-ups. Let's go over my auditions, doing monologues. Get done with that, or if I'm not doing that right now, focus on the other things that I could do to make myself even better. Now I know I can't water everything, right? I'm not perfect, but over time, as long as I nurture each thing, that's what really matters. I can't get to it all, but make sure over time I nurture each aspect of my life.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. And it's quite
that was a wonderful question.
Thank you for that question. That was a wonderful question, and also it goes to let us. Some of us, not all of us, have this in us, but people that do, that you're not satisfied. That means you're always looking for the next thing. Yeah. What's next? Like I that's why I say I can understand where you're coming from, because I always have that same thing within me. It's like, okay, I accomplished this. Now I'm like, okay,
what's next?
It's like, and your mind, as you know, will go 5,000 ways.
Oh, absolutely.
And until you figure out what you want to hone in on next. So, anyone else got a question before we move on? Anybody else want to ask something? Don't worry, you ain't on camera. You ain't got to be shy.
No, but what I would love to share is that another answer to your question. Certain projects will come up where if it's a film project, like I just finished up a project with Netflix with Catherine Bigelow. Idris Elba, he's in the movie, he's playing the president, and that comes out next year. So it's like those things will also come up where I'm like gone for maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So that'll take me from my routine, and it's like, okay, time to get back in my routine and knock stuff out. So
you just say you was in a movie with Idris Elba. Brush your shoulders off, man. Brush your shoulders. You just said that real casually, like.
I got a little, So no, Catherine Bigelow, she's an amazing director. Won multiple awards for the project she's done. So it's just little stuff like that. But as I finish that, it's like, okay, Rick, what's next? Keep going.
Well, I know what's next in this interview. I need you to recite a little something from the book. Open a chapter and just give us. And just
I don't
give
even
us.
Gotta open it.
Oh,
I don't even gotta open it.
I like it even more. He got it memorized. Okay.
It's a poem by. It's called Our Deepest Fears.
Okay.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our darkness, but our light that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. It's not just in some of us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. That's the first thing in my book when you open that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. You had us all like.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Of course. Again, we want to. The reason why we're doing this here is to get everyone to know you more, because there's a lot of talented people out there, but there's only one you.
Yeah.
And we want to pull people into you and your story and what's it all about. So we're winding down to the end of this here, man, and we're going to let you engage with the audience and let everyone embrace you. But thank you again for having me here.
No, thank you for being there. Your time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all coming out. Thank you.
Yes. It's been like I said, we had a candid conversation on my show already, so yes. I kind of knew what I was stepping into. But I must say, being here with you is a different experience because I'm like, this brother's actually deep, Sometimes, again, this is the reason why we're doing this. It's because sometimes, even if it's our interview, it might not be our interview before was kind of fun. It was, we didn't dig really deep.
Yeah.
But when you sit and dig deep and you have someone in the audience who related to what you were speaking on, and it related to their life as well. And that's what this is all about, man. That's what this is all about. And I congratulate you on your book, and I'm looking forward to see what you do in the future.
Me too.
What you will have going on. So tell everybody in the world where we can find you, and you know how we can purchase this book.
Well, it's quite simple. My name is Renrick Palmer. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and it's on Amazon. It's on Audible. I read it myself. I said, listen, how does it? I have every aspect of the major company that does it. I took all my money. I took my money and said, okay, I'm going to do it just like the best.
Oh, so you invested in self?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so I make sure.
I mean, I could tell you got all you know.
Oh, come on, man.
I feel like I'm at one of my shows right now. You got all the props, man.
Because it's a representation of me,
Yeah,
so
amen.
I didn't spare any dollar when it comes to putting everything out and just having the best production and best quality.
Right.
So Audible, ebook, hardcover, softcover, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Worcester Library. Like, I'm turning over every stone.
Okay. One last thing before we get out of here, like.
Oh, come on now. Frugal Bookstore for having me here. Y'all ain't had to tell me that. I was gonna get to it.
I was about to segue to that.
But no, thank you thank you guys so much for entertaining me and just having everybody come in and
Yes.
taking the time to just have me share my story in here. I really appreciate that.
Appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, you got everybody in this room smiling now. Boston's a tough audience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you can make us smile, you doing good things.
Tough recognize tough. You know what I mean?
You from New York City, man. So
Jamaica first. It wasn't no ball pro growing up there. It was rough.
Well, most times when Boston here in New York, we like, he from New York. The sports towns come in and start getting like that. But nah, man, thank you so much, man, for coming here, man. We are blessed. You stay blessed and keep going and keep rising. And I hope 2025 and beyond is way bigger than even what 2024 has brought.
I receive it. That's right. So shout out.
Yes, man. So I can't wait to have you on the Royale experience, man. And we're gonna talk more about your life and what's going on, man. You got a little radio voice too, man. You need to. You got a little radio voice too, man. I might have to pull you on like a co-host to my show.
Okay.
So cheap little segue into that. The Royale experience every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. If you guys don't know about it, it's on the Urban Heat 98.1 FM. We are the only black-owned station in Boston. So if you just want to learn about some funny shows, we got a plethora of shows that goes on there of good music. Yes, and also, I don't know why I had to get Keri to say this to me, but we're also on iHeartRadio. So if that entices you a little more, we're on iHeartRadio, like I said, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And you step inside the kingdom of R&B, where we talk all R&B, but we also talk about entrepreneurs and authors and actors and dancers. We talk about everybody, man. We bring everybody in, and Renrick was pretty cool with doing the gems. Okay. But the next time when he comes on my actual show, he gonna sing. I'll let him off easy this time.
Now, I guess what I wanted, none of this would be possible without my belief system.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's times when I'm down deep, and what I learned from my mother was always, put my trust in God.
Amen.
So without that, I wouldn't even be here. Because there was when she passed away, a couple of months after, I was finna check out. I was in the hospital, like,
yeah, I know.
Doctor, like, why didn't you come to us sooner? I laughed and said, is it too late?
Right.
They rushed me to the ICU. So, it's not with her teaching me to always pray, put him first. That definitely helped me pull through that and be here today. So
I want to send a couple of shout outs real quick. Yeah. Again, I want to shout out Frugal Bookstore. Thank you for having us here today. We really appreciate it. If you guys haven't been to the bookstore, please come down and check it out. It's a really dope setting. This is actually my first time stepping in here in this one. So I'm blessed to be here today, and thank you so much for having us. Also, I know this man, he doesn't like He doesn't like. Yeah, he's walking away right now. He doesn't. He doesn't like to get the spotlight on him.
Yes, he
But
Yes, he does.
but I have to shout out a very important person in my life. Since I was 16 years old, this man has guided me in the music business, and has always had my back and always been there for me, Mr. Keri D. Singleton.
That's right. Come on, pop your head in here one time.
Right, yeah, I know.
Pop in, pop in one. No, I said pop in.
Come on over here, brother.
I appreciate you. Come on. You want to let me stand up? It's all right. Time is off the essence.
Yes.
So come over
on
here.
over.
Please,
Come
thank
on
you.
over, Keri.
Please and thank you, sir. He think he the boss all the time, man.
Hi.
He ain't even coming to Keri.
But like I said, man, he's one of the people that put this together, man. And Keri just has always been that person to help out and really point you in the right direction. So I thank you so much, Keri, for involving me in this and introducing me to such a great person. And being out here with you guys, too. Thank you again, because it's about you. We all do what we do for you. So, again, man,
Thank you.
Congratulations, and yeah, much success to you.
Say likewise, brother.
All right.
Thank you so much. See you guys.
Thank you.
Hey.